But I thought this morning we're gonna go through my everyday smoothie, the mocha smoothie that I make. I think I've been making this for like well over a decade, 15 years. I don't know, honey, do you think how many years after we were married did I start making it?
Many years.
Many years. So we were like in the very first house we bought together as a married couple. So it's been a while, and this has been our staple in the morning. I even got my non-smoothie husband to now crave this. You're going to have to mute me. I can show you. We're in our 60s, can you tell? You got it.
The volume wouldn't turn down. I'm sitting there holding it.
I know. You just have to hit the mute for the sound, but you got it. Let's get going on this smoothie. This won't take very long at all, but it's delicious. It's mocha flavored. It has so many benefits for you, so much good stuff. And it starts out with a cup and a half of liquid, and you have to make the mocha, obviously you have to have some coffee, some cold brew, a couple shots of espresso, but a cup and a half of liquid is a good amount of smoothie for Tim and I. So I kind of eyeball the cold brew. I just always keep this in my fridge. I make it myself. I don't buy cold brew. And then we're dairy free, so I'm using almond milk. I like Califia. I like the brands that actually have only nuts and water, but they're so pricey. I buy them once in a while. This does have some fillers in it. I wish it would not, but I had a really good high-powered blender and I could make my own nut milks, but it blew up a few weeks ago. So I just have my Oster blender here. So if you have your basic $20 blender, you can still make this smoothie. It's no big deal. And now I need some greens. I'm gonna grab some spinach. I would use spinach or kale, but the goal is to get some greens into the smoothie. You honestly won't know they're in there. They're gonna get all blended up. And I just buy these great big packs, and then I have them ready to go for whenever I want the smoothie. And then usually I have raw cacao on hand. I was out and I usually order it through Thrive Market. It's back ordered, so I'm just using cocoa powder. So if you have cocoa powder, you can do that. I just like raw cacao better because it's unprocessed, but cocoa powder will work. So like a tablespoon of that, and I've got the coffee and the chocolate, so the mocha is already happening. And then I'm going to add some flax seeds, and I do this for the omega-3s. It's just, we used to take fish oil supplements, and if you've done some studies or read on those, it seems that they're not processed very well, and by the time they actually get to us, they're rancid, so not good for you. And we do eat a lot of fish, but the omega-3s in the ground flax seeds, because it's easy to digest that way, really is beneficial. And then I add a few odd ingredients. I'm going to add some turmeric, anti-inflammatory. If you're having issues with achy joints, achy fingers, anything like that, anti-inflammatory in turmeric is phenomenal. And then a little cayenne. Cayenne is good for your metabolism, and just a dash. You'll get a little hum of heat, but it won't be overwhelming. It's good for your circulation, and it's good for your metabolism. And the cat does not want to go back on that. We'll figure that out later. And then cinnamon. We've been using cinnamon for quite some time. Tim battles diabetes, and this is a really good moderator of blood sugar. Very beneficial that way. Okay, what am I missing? Pepper. Why pepper, you say? Well, if you're using turmeric, which has those great anti-inflammatory properties, pepper increases the absorption of turmeric by 2,000%. 2,000%. So when you use turmeric, always add pepper to it. And it also gives a little bit of hum, so you're almost going to get, I don't know, kind of like the Mexican smoothie vibe, because you've got the mocha or Mexican mocha smoothie. You've got the mocha, and then you've got some hum of heat in there, so it's really, really delicious. And then protein. I'm going to dwell on this for just a minute, and I will add a link or let you know I have discount codes for New Zest protein. I've searched out quite a few proteins. I've tried many. I can't do whey proteins. This is a pea protein. It has 20 grams of protein per serving, basically 10 grams a scoop. I'm going to put 2 scoops in here. And this is their vanilla. Now, New Zest is sourced in Belgium, and then it's packed in the UK, and then it's imported into New Zest USA. So your shipment actually comes from a US company, an importer. But if you've heard anything about the junk that they put in our foods in the US, this is pure, this is clean. It's just pea protein, and this is vanilla. So I get a bit of vanilla flavor in there. And also, when I travel, it comes in these travel packets, and I have, let's see, I have a strawberry, a salted caramel, and a coffee. But, you know, if you're interested in this, like I said, I'm not plugging it, but I won't, whoa, okay, I just made a mess. I've been spilling things all day long, so it happens. Okay, I might have to start over and add a little bit more liquid to this, but yeah, here it goes all over. This has just not been my morning. This is the third thing I've spilled this morning. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of everything because I've made a mess. Okay. Let me wash my hands just a second. Okay. Here comes Hubs to the rescue. This is not cheap, so I'm going to scrape it all back in there. Thank you, honey. It's my husband, Tim. It's the big arms there. Okay. Before I spill anything else, I should probably get started on the smoothie. But one other thing I add is frozen fruit. And add berries and cherries. Berries and cherries because they're lower on the glycemic index. You know, you can make smoothies with mango and pineapple and all that, but those are really high sugar. And we're trying to keep this very low sugar. You'll notice I don't add honey or any sweetener in here. You can if you want to, but we try to keep it super low sugar. So this is all I want to add. And I also just like a touch of ice in mine. I kind of like that, I don't know, the little bit of crunch that it gives. So ice goes in. Just a little, not a lot. Still have stuff all over my hands. Okay. All right, and this part, you're just gonna have to bear with me because this is not a high-powered blender, but like I said, you can do this. Plug your ears if you need to. All right, for your sake, I'm gonna call that done. And I guess I should formally introduce myself, Marianne Taylor of TaylorKitchen. My husband, Tim, has been on here moderating any questions and helping the cleanup duty. So I have a YouTube channel, TaylorKitchen 5226. I have probably 600 videos on my YouTube channel. Also have Instagram. If you go to my bio, you'll see a link tree for a lot of the social media sites that I have. But I have a website, tkfoodie.com, where you will find this recipe. And I thank you so much for joining my line. I hope to see you on the next one where I hope to not make so much of a mess. Thanks, y'all. Have a wonderfully blessed Saturday, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.